And
Weekend, it was very cold in Japan. I like winter season every time, but from yesterday, it's getting warmer and warmer. Uh, According to the broad forecast,
mhm.
weather forecast, tomorrow it will be very warm, 22 degrees Celsius. I'm waiting
Oh,
for that.
wow. That is very warm. Very
Yeah.
warm indeed.
Hmm.
Terrific. Excellent. And here we are, a new week. Lots of exciting things going on in the world, and partly what we're going to talk about today.
Hmm.
So thank you for sharing, Hyde. Thank you. And let's see, Jose joined us. Hello, Jose.
Hi, Simon.
How are you, buddy?
Fine. Thanks for asking. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, it was a normal weekend. It was a relaxing weekend.
And remind everybody where you're from, which country or continent.
I'm from Spain, Simon.
Spain. So guys, don't be too loud because it's very late in Spain right now.
Yes, 10 p.m.
Have you guys had your time change yet?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for the introductions, Jose and Marco. Hello, Marco.
Hi everybody.
Marco, tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Marco. I'm from Italy. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm 36. I'm here to learn English and to improve my fluency. I like traveling, photography, reading, and that's it.
I love photography too. What camera do you use?
I have a Nikon D40.
Okay.
And an old analogic Canon from the 70s that I use from time to time.
Oh, wow. I like cameras too. I've got a Canon 70D, so it's a pretty decent camera as well. Well, terrific. I think you guys will really enjoy this class today. Let's see, beside you have Smile. Hello, Smile. Smile's looking for a microphone, I guess. In the meantime, Adela. Hello, Adela from Spain.
Hello, Simon. How are you
How was
today?
your weekend? I'm good. I'm good. How was your weekend?
Well, a party with friends. Interesting.
Oh, that's always nice.
Yes.
And what's the weather like? Is it pretty good? Pretty nice?
Today is a little cool. No, it's not very. It's not bad, but the temperature has decreased.
So it's not very warm.
No.
Quite cool?
It's cool, no? Not cold, but a little cool in Valencia.
Cold. Yeah. Or we might say a little chilly.
Chilly. Oh.
Yeah, I know it's a country, but it's also a term to describe the cold. It's a little chilly. It's also the name of a chili is one of those strange words. It's the name of a country, it's the name of a food, and it's an adjective for describing cold.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Adela. And we have a squirrel joining us for the first time ever.
Hi.
Hi, Echka. Where are you from?
I'm from Slovakia.
Slovakia. How is your name pronounced?
Aika.
Alka.
Aika.
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 Aika. Tell us a bit about yourself. What do you like? What do you study?
I'm from Slovakia, but I live now in Minneapolis, in Minnesota.
Okay.
I'm validation engineer. So, and I like nature. I like hiking. I like camping. I really enjoy the weather here in Minnesota, cold weather. in winter and hot weather in summer. What else? I love traveling.
Good. Yeah. Well, Minnesota, that's definitely quite a travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's traveling quite a bit. Excellent.
And I think that's all.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And on to David now. Hello, David.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. How was your weekend?
It was quite well. I spent the whole Saturday with my family and some friends and a birthday party, and the weather was very good, and we spent all the day eating and drinking. I think it was a very good day.
Well, that's perfect, and hopefully your Monday's gone quite well for you as well.
And yes, but I have to work on Mondays, but I can't complain because I have a job, and I think now I can't complain about it.
This is good, and I have a job. I had to work today too. I didn't dress up like this for you guys. It just, I don't know if you're thinking I dressed up like this, but I got off work, I had some dinner, and I didn't have a chance to change yet. So that's why I look like a business teacher. All right. Thank you very much, David. And Greg. Hello, Greg.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Greg, where are you from?
I think I had many classes with you in the past.
Yes. Well, I certainly recognize the name. I just wasn't sure if it was you, and you always said, call me Greg.
Yes, that's me.
Well, Greg, why don't you tell everybody else a bit about yourself and where you're from?
So I come from Poland. Right now I'm in the UK. I'm unemployed right now. I'm learning English since about 2 years on daily basis. So I every day have something to do.
You have been learning English. Oh, learning. I spelled learning wrong. Well, terrific, guys. Okay, so a bit about myself. Many of you know me. Some of you do not. My name is Simon Yates. I am a part-time English teacher. I live in Canada, in the south, right next to the United States, a country I'm sure many of you have heard of, especially if you're from Minnesota or in Minnesota. During the day, I work as an analyst on strategy. I do projects. I work in architecture, technology architecture. But by night, I enjoy teaching English. Back in school, I did very well in English, and so this is a way of continuing that and also keeping up my presentation skills. So I also learn from you guys as well. Now, for some of my regulars, to let you know, I have 4 other classes this week. And actually, in about an hour and 50 minutes, I have a pronunciation class. There's only 1 seat available. And some of the other classes are filling up. My classes aren't regular at this point. I more or less just get what's available because I've been away for a long time. So what is today's class about? I call it academic English. I call it that because you practice speaking, listening, pronunciation, but most importantly, comprehension. It's very easy when you're reading to look at the words and focus on pronunciation, but really I want you to think, what is this about? All right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to spend about half the class taking turns reading paragraphs in a news story. This is a very topical news story. It's been on the news wires all around the world. It's from England. It's about a very, very popular TV show. One of the presenters in the TV show has gotten himself in trouble. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you too much more, but what I want you guys to do is to try to figure out what are the details. Who is this person? What kind of show is it? Why is he in trouble? All right? So this news article, as I mentioned, is from England, and the particular news story that I'm talking about is from a newspaper called The Guardian. So I'll give you guys a link to that, but what I'll also do is I will paste a paragraph here in the private chat so that each one of you is aware of which paragraph you're going to learn or speak. So Adela, I'll have you go first, and what I'm going to have you read is the title and the summary sentence. So,
Okay. Jeremy Clarkson to give first. Yes. Jeremy Clarkson is set to give the BBC his first full account.
Stop. Okay, so that's not the paragraph I pasted there, okay? So right at the top, the title and the summary line, please.
Jeremy Clarkson to give first full account of fracas during BBC investigation. That is the title, no?
That's correct.
Suspended Top Gear presenter will face interview by director of BBC Scotland, Kim Macquarie, over alleged punching TV producer Oisin Timon.
Yeah, Oisin, I'm not sure. I think it's an Irish name. And I'll have to find out how it's pronounced. So that didn't work. So what I'm going to do, guys, for those of you new, as Adela was reading, I highlighted a few words. So I just want to go over those to help with pronunciation. So the person's name is Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy?
Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy Clarkson.
Excellent. Now, I heard somebody else speaking there, and this is a good opportunity to encourage you guys. When one student is reading, follow along, read out loud, but please keep yourself on mute, or it's very hard for us to understand and concentrate. So I've shared out my screen a little bit here too because I want to show you guys what I'm highlighting. So Adela, very good. Now, a couple of other words. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What does the word allegedly mean?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Well, does anybody know what allegedly means?
Like it said?
Not really.
Supposed.
It's reported?
Supposed.
Supposed. Much better word, yes. So in most Western countries, if you're arrested for something, there's a presumption of innocence. So even if you've got a weapon in your hand and you were arrested with it, doesn't mean you killed the person, but it's alleged that you did. People believe you did. It's a way of saying we think this person did it, but we can't say for sure, right? So allegedly means it's perceived or believed or supposed that this person punched, in this case. Next word, Adela, punching.
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 Much better. Thank you very much. Aika, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Jeremy Clarkson is set to give the BBC his first full account of his infamous fracas with a Top Gear producer next week as questions remain about his future at the corporation.
Okay, what does the word fracas mean?
I don't know.
Does anybody know what fracas means?
Yes, it's scandal.
A big fight between many people. Disturb, I think.
Okay, well, partly. Now, I know the word comes from an Italian word, and then there's a French form, and then the English came from the French form. So it can make some sort of uproar, but generally in English, it's used to mean a disturbance, a quarrel. It's not a full-blown fight, but it's some sort of quarrel or disturbance, maybe an uproar. Okay. Before this week, I had never heard of that word either. Nobody uses it until now. Okay, Aika, could you say the word corporation, please?
Corporation.
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 Excellent. All right, David, you're next. Paragraph starting with the presenter.
Okay, the presenter and other key figures in the controversy will be interviewed by BBC Scotland director Quinn McQuarrie under his investigation that begins on Monday.
Figures.
Figures.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Macquarie.
Macquarie.
And that's how I certainly would pronounce it, but if you're Scottish, there might be a slightly different pronunciation. But yeah, if it was in Canada or the United States, you'd say Macquarie.
Macquarie, okay.
Okay, excellent. Okay, guys, don't forget, focus on what this story is about. All right, next, please, Greg.
Okay. Clarkson, who has been suspended pending the outcome of the inquiry in which the BBC will seek to get the bottom of what happened during the altercation with Top Gear producer Oisin Timon at a Yorkshire hotel.
Okay. Seek. Altercation.
Altercation.
What does the word altercation mean?
I don't know. That is the first time when I see it.
It's very similar to fracas.
Oh, really?
It's a noisy argument, a disagreement, usually one in public. Okay. Seek.
Seek. Seek.
Okay, good. Now, what I want to focus on a little bit is flow with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is not a pronunciation class, but this is important. A lot of times you kind of read like this, with each word being it's unique unto its own, pending the outcome of the inquiry.
Yeah, because
the word you said was clear. But what we want to do is try and get them to flow. So you generally will soften the consonant and get it to flow. So an example would be of the inquiry.
Of the inquiry.
Exactly. Of which the BBC will seek to get to the bottom of what happened during the altercation. Okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Heidi, if you can go next, please.
It emerged last week that Clarkson telephoned Danny Cohen, the BBC's director of television, to apologize for his part in the role in an attempt to avoid a formal inquiry.
Okay. Emerged.
Emerged.
Row.
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 Much better. Guys, apologize. Is it spelled correctly? Does anybody believe that apologize is not spelled correctly?
I think D is missed.
What is missed?
D.
D.
Before G. Yes. No?
Okay. No, I don't see that's the problem.
I think it's a Z.
There's no Z.
No?
Yes.
Oh.
You're right, there is no Z in English. However, in American English, they use a Z. Okay? So I've got mine set to like a, whatchamacallit, I think a US dictionary. So if I switch it, the dictionary here, I know it's in here somewhere, spelling and grammar, show spelling and grammar, check doc, no. Well, I'm not sure how to do it in here, but you can set the dictionary. So mine's using a different dictionary. This is the correct spelling. This is a UK spelling, and because English came from England, it's not incorrect. It's still being used. But this shows you the difference between American and British spellings. Okay? It's not wrong to use this. It's just more appropriate in England and other Commonwealth, former Commonwealth countries, whereas in the United States you'd use a Z. Well done. Okay, next paragraph. Jose.
Okay. However, Cohen felt he had no option but to suspend the start and cancel the next 3 episodes of Top Gear, a decision that appears to have enraged Clarkson.
Okay, what does the word enraged mean?
Enraged. Enraged.
Somebody's enraged.
Furious, very angry.
Yeah, very angry. I think you're reading right from the dictionary, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have a Mac?
Yes.
I sense so. Yes. Good. Excellent.
The mini is very angry, no?
Well, I've been following this story a lot, and I wouldn't say he's very angry. I would say he's upset.
Upset. Okay.
Concerned, and I think partly
Concerned,
because
okay.
of his own actions. Yeah, worried I think is more appropriate here. Okay, so this word here, it's almost as though the H isn't there. In English, an H isn't silent, but in some cases it is. So we would say Cohen.
Cohen?
Cohen.
Cohen. Cohen.
Yeah.
Cohen. Okay.
Cohen.
Cohen. Cohen. Okay.
Suspend.
Suspend.
Okay. Of Top Gear.
Of Top Gear.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right. Next. Oh, Ksenia. Hello.
Hello, Ksenia.
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Well, welcome. I know it's very late there right now. It's early morning.
No, it's midnight. It's 22 minutes past midnight.
Well, technically, that would make it very early morning.
Okay.
Quite often
Yeah.
in the West, a new day starts at midnight, so now it's the next day, and that is what we call very early morning. It's still nighttime. I know that's confusing, but it's still morning. Kind of starts really early.
Okay, but for us night it's from midnight to 6 p.m. a.m. for you. We have a different, yes.
True, and I would say that most people, when you're talking about night, it's when it gets dark.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
All right, so could you please read the paragraph highlighted in blue, please?
Clarkson and Timon will give the first full accounts of the road to Macquarie in the coming days as BBC executives seek to establish exactly what happened on the 4th of March at Simpson Hall near Horse, North Yorkshire, after Clarkson was told that the hotel had stopped serving hot food.
Okay, Hawes.
Haas? Haas.
I think that's how it's pronounced. Executives.
Executives.
Good. Very well done. You see, when you saw 4 March, you didn't get it wrong. You said the 4th of March, which is how you would normally say that.
Yes.
Well done. Okay, next paragraph. That's a short one. Marco, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. The Top Gear presenter allegedly verbally abused Timon and split his lip with a punch, requiring hospital treatment, according to Saturday's Daily Mirror.
This is one of those cases where H is definitely not silent. Hospital.
Hospital.
Excellent. For those of you who speak French, Spanish, and some other Romance languages, the best way to think of an H is when you laugh. Ha ha ha. That same puff of air, ha, is how we use the H. So ha, ha, hospital.
Hospital.
Okay? Perfect. It's that puff of air from our lungs. Well done. Okay, Smile. Next paragraph, please.
Sure. The mail on Sunday quoted sources in the Clarkson camp saying the presenter had not been drinking before the incident and was angry about problems with the production that day, not because he couldn't have a steak for dinner, as Wiley reported last week. I could be... Do you want me to continue?
No, just one paragraph.
Okay.
Camp.
Camped. Camp.
Quoted.
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 Much better. All right, Adela, back to you. Next paragraph, please.
It could be weeks before Clarkson's fate is decided. But there were signs this weekend that the latest controversy has pushed the Top Gear frontman further towards the BBC exit door.
Okay. The Top Gear frontman.
The Top Gear frontman.
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 Good. Yeah, the T's not silent. Excuse me. Latest.
Latest.
Clarkson's fate.
Clarkson's fate. Clarkson's fate.
Perfect. See, I'm going for the flow here. It's not just individual words I'm focusing on. It's the flow from one to another. Well done, Adela.
Thank you.
Okay, Aika, next paragraph, please.
Writing in his Sun column on Saturday, Clarkson hinted that the time may have come for him to leave the hugely popular BBC Two show. He said the day had come when you wave goodbye to the big monsters.
Monsters, yes, that's correct. All right, no errors there. Next paragraph, please, David.
He added in his Sunday Times column that he seemed to have a bit of time on my hands at the moment, and had been watching news reports about a not very interesting fat man who had been suspended from his not very important job.
Not very important job. Interesting. Okay, well done. Greg, I'm going to read the paragraph, then I'll let you read it. I want you guys to hear me read so you can hear the differences in how I speak. His close friend, A.A. Gill, wrote in the Sunday Times that Clarkson, while struggling with the loss of his mother and a number of health issues, felt like he was working for the enemy. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay. His close friend A.A. Gill wrote in the Sunday Times that Clarkson, while struggling with the loss of his mother and a number of health issues, felt like he was working for the enemy.
And a number.
And a number.
And a number.
And a number.
Yeah, it's just that flow, remember. Struggling.
Struggling.
Gill.
Gill.
It could be Jill, but that's more of a French pronunciation.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Jill.
Yeah, struggling. So you said struggling. Most people don't say it that way. They just say struggling.
Okay, so
struggling. All right. Oh, sorry. That was you were just speaking, right, David? Yep. So it's Greg. It's your turn. I'm going to again read first, and then I'll have you repeat after me. Okay? At the BBC, some of Jeremy's colleagues have treated him as a liability, Jill wrote. Not just failed to appreciate him, but briefed against him while taking the hundreds of millions his talent earns them, and using his image and Top Gear to promote themselves around the world. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay. At the BBC, some of Jeremy's colleagues have treated him as a liability. Gill wrote, not just failed to appreciate him, but briefed against him while taking the hundreds of millions his talent earns them and using his image at Top Gear to promote themselves around the world.
Okay, no, actually that was meant for Hyde.
Oh,
You already read it once. So you've really got to focus on flow. Don't treat each word as though it stands by itself. It's good that you get the pronunciation of each word correctly, but when we string them together, you need to have that flow or it just doesn't sound right.
I'm trying, but actually I'm working on it, but I just, when I think about TH, later thinking failed, and C2, okay, that should be quieter, appreciated, and later think about 6 different things at the same time.
Yes, it's a lot of work, and you will get there. As you start to, well, the more you practice it, what you're going to notice is some of it's just going to start to come naturally.
Okay.
All right, but I'm only pointing out the problems I see, so you're obviously getting it correct the rest of the time, right?
Okay.
Hyde, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Meanwhile, BBC executives were attempting to contain the fallout from the saga after Mail on Sunday front page story quoted an unnamed cooperation executive suggesting that Clarkson was self-destructing and should check into rehab.
Self-destructing.
Self-destructing.
Thank you. Jose, next paragraph, please.
Okay. A BBC spokesman said in response to the Mail on Sunday history, the BBC position is the one we set out in a statement last week.
Thank you. You found a mistake. It should read Sunday's story.
Sunday's story.
Okay, mistakes happen. It just happens, so don't worry about that. Good news, though, is you noticed it. You could tell it didn't sound right.
Okay.
All right. Kensia, if you could please read the last paragraph.
We have an investigation led by Director of BBC Scotland, Ken McQuarrie, to establish the facts, and people should wait for the outcome of that.
And people should wait for the outcome of that.
For the outcome of that. For the outcome of that.
Yeah, don't be lazy like most Canadians and Americans. Those final consonants need to be pronounced. They don't have to be sharp, but you got to have them there, and especially because you guys will speak with an accent. If you soften the trailing consonants too much, people won't understand what you're saying. So always be sharp with those trailing consonants. Okay. So now for the next part of the class, and this is, is it still broadcasting my video? Oh, no, it's not. Let me stop this. There we go. So now we actually spend time talking about the story. What was it about? Let's go to Marco. Marco, what was this story about? Earth to Marco, hello? All right. Smile, what was this news story about?
About the fighting of Jeremy Clarkson. I'm just focusing on pronunciation. Sorry.
Didn't I say that's not what we're supposed to be focused on?
Yeah.
Didn't I say it's comprehension? It's comprehension.
Try to.
Not easy, is it?
Yeah.
When I first taught this class years ago, we always focused on comprehension. I didn't correct pronunciation or any of that stuff. And after a while, students started to say, hey, can we do some pronunciation? And at the time, the people I worked for said, no, you must focus on comprehension. Well, as I changed companies, I realized that yes, pronunciation is part of it. But the real challenge, and this is where you really start to benefit, is you've got to pay attention to what's being said. And there's a valuable lesson here. When you guys are listening to people, when you're watching a TV show or a movie, if you hear a word you've never heard before, leave it alone. Forget about it. Don't focus on it. Because here's what happens. When you focus on that word, like the word I just used now, you've just missed several sentences. You haven't heard a lot of what I've said. So you miss part of the meaning. You don't have to necessarily understand every word to understand the meaning. Okay, so comprehension is a very important skill. You guys are all advanced enough. What I need to challenge you, and every time I teach academic English, we will use this format, but I challenge you, do your best to know what it's about. So smile, good work, because at least you captured the main subject, which is Jeremy Clarkson, and some fighting. Let's go to Adela now. Adela, what can you tell us about this story?
I think it's about overall the Clarkson. I think is a person like the to fight with the others. And they have a problem is the presenter of the Top Gear. They have a fight with I think the producer. That is the problem. It's an investigation about the behavior of the Clarkson, I think.
Okay, very good. All right, Aika, what else can you tell us about this story?
It's about his incorrect behavior, or angry behavior, and there are statements from the news. How should his behavior be handled, or also about there are statements about his how to say that he has to leave the Top Gear. Where is it?
Now, I don't want you looking.
I know.
Right?
I'm looking.
That's wrong.
Suspended. So.
No, and it's good to. I don't want you guys reading ahead to try and get it. Trust me, even if everyone forgets everything it's about it, I'll ask you questions and I'll get you guys thinking, because it's in there, but you're focusing on pronunciation and some other things, right? So that's okay. You covered off a lot of good stuff that's in there, and I want to go to David now to see if he offers any corrections on what is being said, or if he can offer up any further information that this story talked about, or its significance.
Yes, I think it's a very strange story, because some people say that Jeremy Clarkson was angry because he was hungry and he wanted to have for dinner a steak, and they was angry because the restaurant cannot give him the steak, and it's because that he punched Oasis, and always And also some people say that Jeremy Clarkson has several personal problems, like his father died, and he had health issues, and it's for this that he could be angry. And I think also that he wanted to leave the program before this fight, because some friends of him was writing about they told us that the BBC didn't want Jeremy Clarkson anymore, but they want to have money thanks to this guy, but they want this guy out of the BBC.
Okay, very good. Good points. Excellent, David. Some new content there. Greg, what else can you tell us about this story?
So we know about this event. One of the things is that the most important thing in the whole history is about the day of the production, what's happened there. So he abused this person, punched him. He mentioned only about that this punch split his lip, so he medical treatment. And the whole article is about the interview and several other issues like personal problems. Maybe he was self-destructive. Others say that his mother died, that he has some problems, maybe he needs advice. And other points in this article mention about things like the whole procedure of investigation, people who are involved in exact explanation what was happened, what is his future, what is the future of the program, because we know that 3 episodes was cancelled, and maybe we won't see him in the BBC because he said that too.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. All right, so an altercation took place. We don't have any comments from Jeremy Clarkson. We don't have any comments from the person he allegedly hit. So the 2 people directly involved haven't commented yet. So we're hearing this information from people who heard it from other people or witnesses that were there. So we don't know the complete story. Some say he was drinking, some say he wasn't. Either way, do you guys think this guy should keep his job or should he get fired? What do you think, Hyde?
It became very famous. He is a broadcast anchor of that very famous news show. So after that,
well, no, it's not a news show. It's a motoring show. It's I would call it more of an entertainment show.
Entertainment show.
Yeah, they don't really do news. Yeah.
Not news.
No, not Top Gear.
If it's not, I don't know about that news show or not. But if the show is serious, he need to have some comment. But that cause became very famous. Where whatever he said, some comment, it's not realistic anymore for the listeners. So he should step down from that place. But if it's a variety show, it's okay. He can make that happening to some laughing talk.
So it's okay to punch somebody in the face if you work for an entertainment show, but not a news show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. Jose, what do you think? Should he get fired?
I don't know. I think that he could be fired, no?
I'm asking you, what do you think? Will he get fired?
Uh, yes, I think that he could be fired.
Do you think he deserves to get fired?
Yes.
Why?
Because he don't have a good behavior.
No, it is pretty bad behavior, isn't it?
Sorry?
Yeah, I agree. It is bad behavior.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, one other thing I want to show you. Do you guys know what a petition is? Anybody, do you know what a petition is?
Yes, if many people vote or not vote, but write for one thing, if they agree with a thing or if they disagree with it. That's
Yeah, so
something.
for example, let's say I do not like that my city is building a waste treatment plant next to my house. So I write a piece of paper or I write a document that says, my name, I do not agree with this proposal. I would like to see this facility moved elsewhere. And then I go around and I get signatures of all my neighbors and all my friends, and we have a petition. The more people signing this, the more important it is, and the more politicians or others will pay attention. Now, I'm going to give you guys a link shortly, but there was an online petition saying that this guy should not be suspended and he should be brought back to work. Now, what I'd like each one of you to do right now is to type out and tell me how many petitions or votes do you think would be sufficient to get this guy to keep his job, or does it matter? So in the chat, just go ahead and tell me how many votes you think would be important. If people decide to sign this petition saying he should come back to work, or would it not matter at all? Like if 10,000 people said he should keep his job, if 100,000 people said he should keep his job, what number do you think is sufficient? Or that could make a difference? David says 1 million. Okay. Anybody else? Come on. Don't be afraid to type, guys. David, why 1 million? Oh, Height says 20,000.
Because this program, you can see this program in
Around
every
the world.
country, yes, of the world, and I think the audience is very, very high, and
Okay.
if I were the owner of the BBC, I would need many votes to think about not fire this guy.
Okay, good. So, and Hyde, you said 20,000. Why do you think 20,000 is enough?
If you gather some sand on the paper, maybe 20,000 is enough. We can't gather the name over 20,000. It's very difficult.
It is very difficult, and certainly 20,000 names is a lot. Now I want to tell you guys something. I want you to listen carefully. This show, Top Gear, is the most watched TV show ever in the entire world. 350 million people watch it every week. Think about that. That's 350. That's 350,000. That's 350 million. That many people watch it every week. in 214 territories. I didn't even think there were that many countries in the world. That's a lot. It's been running since 1977. It took a break at one point and it changed, but it makes millions every year. Adela, you think more than a million. Okay. Well, guys, go to this website here. This is a petition to bring Jeremy Clarkson back. Jose, what can you tell us about that online petition?
Yes. Sorry, what I think about the what?
Well, that online petition, what do you think?
About the link that.
Yeah, the link is to the online petition. Do you have the link
Yes,
open?
yes, yes. I have opened the link. The petition. I think it isn't a good idea to sign the petition, no?
I don't know. That's your
Yes.
opinion.
My opinion is that I think it isn't a good idea.
Okay, Adela, you think you're laughing. So what do you think about the petition, Adela?
No, it's about David because he's the winner about the number, but not exactly because they need people sign to arrive the million, and I say
Let's just
to say
think about that. Okay, how many people have signed this petition? What's the number, Adela?
60,000.
I think it's around 1 million, but don't arrive.
What's the exact number? I'm testing you here. What's the exact number?
I don't remember, but 960. No,
Where do you see
1,000.
960? I don't see that number there.
I don't remember, but it's about 65,000 people to arrive at the million, more or less. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, so it's almost 1 million people. Just think of that, folks, for a minute. 1 million people have essentially said, hey, we want this guy back at work. We like this TV show. Enough people have signed a petition who've gone to the effort of saying, hey, I want this guy back. This is a TV show. It's not anything serious. Greg, did you know that the Prime Minister of England has come out in support of this guy?
No, I didn't know. But
yeah.
If that is one of the most important shows in his own country, I think that could be very. I don't know. Maybe he is a big fan of cars. I watched that show several times in the past, but I don't watch television anymore, so I don't know the exact reason why Prime Minister was so interested to keep that show going on BBC.
Yeah, after all, it's a TV show. It's not, doesn't have anything to do with national security or trade deficits or, well, maybe it makes enough money that it affects the trade deficit. I don't know. I don't think so.
Or maybe there's another option that this person is so famous that he is like a most well-known British people around the world, and he thinks that maybe it would be a great opportunity to keep this state that people will be watching him on his show.
Maybe. I'll give you guys an idea. So if 350 million people watch it a week, that's over 18 billion a year. We don't have that many people on the planet. But it's a staggering amount of people that watch one TV show.
I think I know the answer.
What's the answer?
The BBC is like not really controlled by the government, but is recognizable. So theoretically, they're making money when people watching, and the BBC is the most important, TV station for the whole UK, and this person has definitely helped to keep those records of people who watch it.
This is what we call a public broadcasting corporation. It's paid for by the government. The people pay for it. Aika, you said it's terrible. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, because okay, he's just entertainer, but I think he's kind of he should be kind of example for other people, and this is, I think, for his show, just advertising. And even if a prime minister is is giving a statement to support him, this is not a good way to show that his behavior was wrong. And this something like this, if something like this happen by all of us, and if our boss will find out that we were if something like this happened to somebody of us, and if our boss would know about it, I don't think we could keep our job. So because
you and I would get fired.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm along. So as kind of a final word here, I've watched this show for many years. I find I get great entertainment out of it. It's the kind of show I can watch and forget everything else. And as much as I love the show and I enjoy the comedy of it, I really hope that the worst I've heard about this is more hearsay and not actual. But obviously something bad has happened here for the person to be suspended. I'm going to wait a little longer to get an idea of what that is, and who knows what the results will be. But I want to thank you guys for attending tonight's class. Academic English always follows this format of concentrating on comprehension, speaking, listening, and pronunciation. I think I repeated that twice, but that's the focus. This week I do have 4 other classes. 2 of them are already sold out, but I do have a few more seats left. In 1 hour, I'm teaching a class on pronunciation, focusing on the TH sound, the T and the D, the voiced and the unvoiced. So that's coming up in 1 hour. As I mentioned in my first class last week, I'm going to be trying to take on more classes and try to have regular times. For next week, there aren't many time slots available, but I'm sure that some teachers will cancel and I'll pick up those slots. What I would really love, if you guys are given the opportunity to review me, put down what you liked about the class and also what you would like to see, because I actually do look at those, or just simply send me an email telling me what subjects you enjoy and would like to see more of, and I will adjust my plan accordingly. I only teach the lessons you guys are truly interested in attending. So with 1 minute to go, I don't want to hold you guys and keep you late from your next class. Any last questions, though? Oh, my email address, if you go to my teacher page, there's a button there to message the teacher. Okay, let me just find that for you. So if you go ahead and click on this link here, there's a way to get a hold of me. It'll send me an email message, and then that way you can get a hold of me without it. If I put my real email address there, I'll get spammed with junk mail. So guys, it's bottom of the hour. Thank you very much for attending. I hope to see you again in my next session coming up. Thank you very much, guys. Have yourself a great evening, morning, or night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.